احنا تقريبا كده لايف للمرة الثالثة. 3 مرات احاول ابتدي ستريم، كل مرة يبقى فيه مشكلة شكل. خلينا نشوف كده لو ظهر. شكله كده ظهر، بس انا لاحظت ان مفيش كاميرا. ايه ده؟ فين الكاميرا؟ كده الكاميرا ظهرت. لا ما ظهرتش. احنا مش عارف الكاميرا. اوكي، المفروض كده تظهر. اوكي I think تمام. I think كده الكاميرا ظهرت. alright، خلينا نبص كده. اوكي خلينا نبتدي على طول. فات 5 دقايق. alright، الكادر بقى كتير مظبطوش. اوكي، مساء الخير والسلام عليكم. اهلا بيكم في ستريم جديد لسيلوك فيرس. انا سيلوك. الفترة اللي فاتت كانت فترة غريبة. كانت عليا فترة ما كانش فيه انترنت. النت كان مقطوع لفترات طويلة. انا قاعد ببص حواليا عشان لسه مش في حوارات يعني، وقاعد ببص اتاكد الستريم شغال، ولازم ابص للكاميرا ومش عارف ايه، وفي حاجات هنا وفي حاجات هنا وفي حاجات هنا. المهم يعني بقالي فترة مش عارف العب عشان قعدت فترة طويلة مقطوع، وحصل مشكلة في الكمبيوتر. ابديت ويندوز الجديد قافل لي كل المايكات، مفيش حاجه دلوقتي تشتغل، فانا مش عارف اساسا استريم من على الكمبيوتر. فانا ده اللي خلاني ان انا ارجع للسيت اب القديم. انا دلوقتي شغال بكاميرا البلاي ستيشن، بستريم البلاي ستيشن بشكل مباشر، مفيش بقى كمبيوتر، مفيش ستريم لابس، كل الكلام ده. فانا لسه برجع افتكر كنت بعمل ايه قبل ما ابتدي استريم على الكمبيوتر نفسه. بس غير بقى ان كان في التزامات تانية وكده، فيعني الجدول كان مضروب يعني. بس فالنهاردة أول فرصة أستريم من يمكن شهر، أو يعني على مدى الشهر اللي فات كان مثلا ستريمين أو 3. بس يعني راجعين ومكملين إن شاء الله. بس أنا كنت أعمل الأسبوع اللي فات إن أنا أعمل الإيفنت بتاع وين بلوم فيستيفال، بس للأسف برضه الأسبوع اللي فات اتضرب والإيفنت خلص. بس النهاردة في عندنا إيفنت جديد في جنشن. هو مش النهاردة يعني، هو بقاله 3-4 أيام حاجة كده، مش عارف. فيعني هنخش في الايفنت وهنشوف الديلي كوميشنز وهنشوف وات ايفر ايه تاني اللي محتاج يتعمل النهارده. اوكي خلينا نبتدي. بالمناسبة في اضاءة جديدة جاية هنا. قلت كده كنت بحس ان انا وشي ضلمة قوي في الستريمات اللي فاتت كلها، فدي محاولة كده اعمل شوية نور وحاجة عشان تديفيوز اللايت وشوية اكشن كده. فاعتقد ان وشي باين كويس. اوكي، السيت اب لسه ما اتغيرش، كله لسه معمول زي ما هو. في الاخ ده جديد. طبعا انا زي ما قلت انا شغال بالكاميرا القديمه، وهو الكادر بتاعها ضيق جدا، ففي حاجات بره الكادر كان المفروض انها تظهر طبيعي، بس هي دلوقتي مش هتظهر خالص. anyway خلينا نبتدي على طول. انا اساسا ما عملتش الورك النهارده، فاحنا يعني بادئين من الاول خالص. طيب خلينا نبتدي بالديلي كوميشنز، لان هي دي الحاجات اللي دايما بنبقى عايزين نخلصها ما ننساهاش. انا دلوقتي بعمل الكوميشنز في ليوا عشان في كذا اتشيفمنت في ليوا عايز اخدها من بتوع الكوميشنز. صوت عالي شويه. فأأمل اني اخد الاتشيفمنتس هنا. غالبا دي واحده من الكوميشنز اللي هتجيب لي الاتشيفمنتس، اللي هو المفروض العب معاهم استغمية، بس لازم في 3 نسخ للكوميشن دي، ف لازم تعمل 3 نسخ I think. عندي احساس ان هي دي النسخة التالتة. I hope ان هي النسخة التالتة، لو كده يبقى ناخد الاتشيفمنت على طول، ده يبقى شيء لطيف. كل اللي عليا امشي ورا الاخ ده. ال NPCs اللي لو انت ماشي ببطء تبقى اسرع منك، لو انت ماشي بسرعة تبقى انت اسرع منها. اوكي، عايزين نتكلم ليتل مانج. اوكي، خلينا نشوف كده ماذا يحدث. انا تقريبا ملعبتش النسخة دي قبل كده، ف يمكن الاشيفمنت هتيجي. اوكي، هو ايه اللي بيحصل؟ فكرت انا عملت حاجة غلط. يعني هو يعني المفروض اقرا شوية ايه اللي بيحصل، بس اللي هو مم. شكرا شكرا شكرا، ادي اتشيفمنت يا عم. قول لي كده. حلو قوي. طيب، هو في حاجتين هنا، في اتنين اتشيفمنتس انا لسه ما خلصتهمش. فور ذا لاف اوف جود وين انا اكشلي اكتشفت انها بتاعت مونستاد، فانا بعد ما كنت افتكرت ان انا خلاص خلصت مونستاد ومش هحتاج ارجع لها تاني، لا طلع لازم ارجع لها تاني عشان خاطر الاتشيفمنت دي. لاف از اول اراوند بتاعت ليوا، و اوريدي عملت شويه منها. هي برضه كوميشن اللي هو لازم مش عارف اوري البني ادم ده 5 حاجات حلوه في البلد، هو لحد دلوقتي احنا معلقين على حاجتين بس. ف لازم الكوميشن تيجي تقريبا مرتين كمان، عشان كل مرة بمرتين. يعني أنا مش عارف، هنشوف. طيب خلينا نروح للكوميشن اللي بعدها. أعتقد الكوميشن اللي بعدها بقى مش هتبقى ريليتد لأي حاجة. كومبات غالبا. أنا تقريبا عارف دي اللي هي بتاعت التايم ليميت. تايم تشالنج. أوكي. أسف. أيوه، بس لازم نلحق لنا دي. يمكن في واحدة تانية هنا بس مش عارف فين. طيب خلينا نجيب ديلوك.
Let's finish this.
طبعا للي مش عارف يعني اوكي. السبب ان انا جايب الهيثم وياو ياو، هما اللي انا ده الفرنشيب تيم بتاعي. نايس. دي الناس اللي انا اسف عايز اخلي الفرنشيب بتاعتها ليفل 10. ف فانا عشان كده دايما التيم دي بتبقى اولا ضعيفة، ثانيا ملهاش معنى مع بعض. الحق من الشيت بتاعه. تمام كده، بسرعة بقى نغير دي. فالهدف ان انا اخلي الناس اللي تخلص الاتشيفمنت، اللي تخلص الكوميشن، هما الفرنشيب تيم، عشان احاول باسرع ما يمكن ان انا ارفع الفرنشيب ليفل بتاعتهم ل10. انا في البانر اللي فات بتاع دية قررت ان انا مش هجيب دية نظرا لكل المشاكل المحيطة بيها. وفي الحقيقة استثمرت جامد 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 في البانر بتاع الويبنز. وجبت السورد بتاع دي الكليمور، جبت الستاف، جبت آلي فلاش، جبت آلي هانتر كتير، جبت كالي C2 I think. هي طلع لي هيشوفني من هنا؟ لا اوكي فاين. we're good.
Let's go.
اوكي. اوكي.
Dawn, break forth!
هو كثير. ايوه. انا عمري ما عرفت ايه الداتا اللي هما بيتكلموا عليه، يعني دايما الفتوي او يمكن ده تحديدا البايرو ايجنت بيقول لك you can't run from that، فاللي هو دين ايه، انهي دين بالظبط؟ يعني انتوا الناس الشريرة وانا بحاول اوقفكم، فاللي هو يعني ولا عشان بوظتلكوا الخطط بتاعتكم، فهو ده الدين يعني. ف... ايه الكوميشن دي؟ complete the challenge by protecting Layla in one list. طب خلينا في بتاع يعني تقريبا عملت يا اما دي يا اما واحدة شبهها قريب، انا بس بتأكد كل شوية. انا بيسكلي اللايت ديفيوجن اللي انا عامله ده هو ان انا جايب اباجوره عاديه جدا حاططها ورا الشاشه، وبعدين حاطط منديل يغطيها. ف المره اللي فاتت اخر مره عملت ستريم او يمكن المره اللي قبليها كنت بستعمل كده لايتس معينه ما بتسخنش، فكان كله تمام. اوكي. المره دي المشكله ان آه اللمبه بتاعت المره اللي فاتت اتحرقت، فانا بستعمل لمبه عاديه واللمبه دي بتسخن بشده.
Stay put.
بس فانا خايف في اي وقت الاقي المنديل اللي قدامي ده بيولع، او مثلا ان مغطي اللمبه بما يكفي ان حاجه تتحرق. يعني في خوف كده، في خطوره. طيب خبطت المايك خبطه حلوه قوي. طيب ادي كده كوميشنز حلوه قوي. مش عارف اذا كنا هنلحق اسمها ايه دي؟
Add Astra.
الكونكوست اسمها ايه؟ الاكسبيديشنز.
Thank you for complete. Add Astra.
لسه 40 دقيقة. خلاص اوكي نرجع لهم بعدين. انا بحب ان انا اردمهم مرة واحدة. انا اول مرة اخد بالي ان انا اقدر اتسلق الحتة دي، انا حرفيا عمري ما عملت ده قبل كده. اوكي استنى كده، شوف يعني المفروض ان انا ما تقدرش تخش جوه بس. alright cool. اللي بعده عندنا كام بتاع؟ عندنا 149. اوه الرسم لسه مش كامل. طيب النهارده يوم السبت فاحنا انا اكشلي طبعا ماشي في مرحله ان انا قاعد بكراون ناس كتير عندي، بكراون ناس بالهبل يعني. اكشلي لو بصينا هنا اوكي الناس دي مش كراونز. الهيثم وياو ياو يعني في الليسته بس يمكن في المستقبل. بس يعني كل الناس عندي كراونز. اوكي ما عدا الترافلر طبعا. كراوند ده يويميا. اوكي كراوند كل الناس دي كراوند. المهم يعني اللي انا عايز اوصل له يعني انا برجع لورا جامد، بس انا محتاج اكراون فيشل ومحتاج اكراون ليسا. بعديهم هيبقى يمكن الهيثم، وده كده هيبقى اخر كراون عندي. لازم استنى ايفنت تاني يجيب لي كراون او ميشن او whatever. فبما ان النهارده السبت نقدر نفرم بالد، بس الاول خلينا هنفتكر. اوكي ادي 3 كده. اوكي لسه قدامنا حبة حلوين عشان الرابعة بس مش مشكلة. هل يا ترى عندي فراجايل ريزن؟ لا. اوكي فاين. قول لي بقى محتاجين نعمل ايه؟ عايزين فيشل. actually اوفيشال هكراون لها الايه بالظبط؟ ال elemental skill. اوكي يعني اللي هي دي يعني كده مش فارق انا بختار ايه، انا بس بدور على الدومين هنا عشان مش عارف هو انهي دومين. اوكي انا ناسي ان فيشر وليسا من مونستر اساسا، مش عارف ليه بالي ان هم فليوة. اوكي انا نوب مش هو ده اللي انا كنت عايزه. اوكي مش مشكلة يعني. نهيدة طبعا مش جاهزة وده مش التيم بتاعها، بس كنت حاططها عشان شيء ما تاني بس مش مشكلة. هي نهيدة 1000 ودانها دي ودانا 1000. أنا أول مرة أخد بالي. ها نهيدة 1000 interesting. طيب مش مشكلة يعني، أنا كده كده أقدر أتعامل بالفريق اللي معايا.
We go. Teamwork is strict.
Dawn, break forth! Stabilize!
I see everything.
This is order.
سمعت صوت نار غريب أوي. اوكي اوكي كول.
Solidify!
لا حرفيا نهيدة ملهاش فايدة دلوقتي بس ممكن نعمل كده يعني.
Ways to the wicked!
نايس. حلو أوي. Temple of Wisdom. كوندنس عندنا 3 كوندنس وبعد كده نخش في الايفنت. Continue challenge. شوية هيدرو شوية هيدرو يا جماعة بس أنا مش عارف إني ماشي ببطء. اجري. اوكي.
Gather!
Get out of here. Take cover.
Order guide you.
Grow. Teamwork is strict.
Ways to the wicked!
اوه ايه ده؟ هو انت فعلا ما تأثرتش؟ ايه اللي حصل؟
Stabilize!
I'm going in.
This is order. Dawn,
Oh.
break forth!
ده ايه الصوت ده؟ alright. Condensed, alright. اوكي انا عارف ان انا يمكن اقدر من الرun دي اجيب بما يكفي ان انا اكراون واحدة منهم سواء فيشل او ليسا، بس ده معناه ان انا محتاج اجيب 16 تانيين يعني بعديها، فمش عايز اكونفرت دلوقتي الحاجات اللي معايا.
Gather!
لسه.
Commit it to memory. Make yourselves at home.
Solidify.
Adventure time. Let's light it.
Okay.
This might hurt a little.
فعلا الاتاكس بتاعتي ضعيفة اوي كده.
Everybody stand back.
Lay waste to the wicked.
ظهر بعضيها مش مشكلة.
I will have order.
Oh حاسب.
Gather.
The Temple of Wisdom. I'm going in.
Dawn, break forth. Solidify.
Commit it to memory.
بس كده. حلو قوي حلو قوي. احنا لسه عندنا 30 ريزن فيعني مش عارف نعمل الكوندنسنداية الكوندنسنداية الأخيرة on stream.
But you can use one if you need.
اوكي ماشي يا عم الوش. طيب حاجتين هنا. اولا نرجع
I am the
هنا كده.
man.
ثانيا هبدأ كده. طيب I believe ان كده مفيش حاجة نقدر نعملها هنا دلوقتي غير الايفنت. اوكي بس عايز اتاكد ان صوتي مسموع. اوكي اتاكدت ان صوتي مسموع. مش عارف ليه كان عندي شك ان صوتي ممكن ميبقاش مسموع فحبيت بس اشوف كده. لسه مفيش حاجة. هنية طلفور. Who are you again? The Nilotpala Cup Beast Tamer tournament should be successful while the Academy improves the design of the orb. Still waiting for notice concerning that. Yeah, that's right. I know. Responsible should inform us in progress. Not that you don't understand the technical jargon much. We wouldn't be much help. We probably can do that. Okay. Still being put through. بس الدنيا حر. نخليها ميديم برضه كده. نشوف كده ايه اللي هيحصل. طيب. What does thematic event mean exactly? Fungus shaped pieces of the table 4. Yeah, theater mechanicus بس Whirly and Blitzara are currently staying at the temporary residence in Port Ormos. Off you go. طيب اوكي انا بس احد المشاكل بتاعت زمان. طيب اوكي، يعني واضح ان احنا ما عندناش اوبشنز تانية حاليا، فاحنا نعمل دول stage information. اوكي خلينا نستارت، خلينا نشوف كده هيحصل ايه. Must direct your little fungi to defeat all the Mechanici. Your little fungi will automatically choose the nearest Mechanicus and attack it. You can use the white indicator lines to track the current target. At the same time, the opposing Mechanici will each target the little fungus cell. Okay. Okay. اوكي ها اوكي انا ما فهمتش اي حاجه، انا ما فهمتش اي حاجه. اوكي يعني اي جهاز انا جبت ريكورد، بس اللي هو انا فعلا ما فهمتش انا عملت ايه دلوقتي. اوكي اوكي ايه الهدية اللي خدناها دي؟ والله هتبقى هنا مثلا، هي دي. اوكي حاجات ما اقدرش استعملها. طيب اوكي طيب عملنا انلوك لكل الحاجات دي. انا فعلا اوكي، ولا ده اللي كانوا عندي اصلا من المره اللي فاتت؟ انا فعلا مش عارف. اوكي طيب انا مش عارف ليه لسه في نوتيفيكيشن هنا. كليم، يس كليم، هو ده اللي انا عايزه. اوكي طيب flame of Samati. Defeat no more than 2 little fungi retreated. Complete change within 240 seconds. Okay, party setup. الopposing هم بايرو وهايدرو. بايرو وهايدرو. هات الالكترو وهات الجيو وهات الهيلر وهات بتاع الستام زي بعض. اوكي alright كده احنا تمام. اوكي انا فهمت كده. اوكي بس كده. يا عم الحاج. اوكي اوكي حلو اوي. ده لسه في اوكي ايه ده في ايه؟ اوكي alright. هل حققت كل الكونديشنز؟ أقل من 4 دقايق. اوكي يس بيرفكت. انا بحاول افكر ايه احسن انسب بوزيشن للكاميرا. هل هيبقى احسن مكانها هنا؟ خلينا نشوف كده لو ده احسن. طيب ايه اللي بعده؟ السؤال هل نقدر نخلصها كلها النهارده؟ لا نص الايفنت بس. طيب اوكي حلو أوي كده. انا شايف هيحصل كتير اكشلي. طيب defeat no more within 2 بتاع. طيب party setup. طيب انا شايف كرايو هيدرو بايرو. وانت بتريكومند كل انواع البايرو اللي عندنا هنا. طيب خلينا نجيب ده. يعني obviously لازم نجيب هيدرو، واحساسي ان نجيب الكترو. اوكي اوه اوكي اوكي ما يمكن ما كانش احسن قرار بس ماشي. اوكي حلو. مين؟ اوكي اوه انا بموت يا جدعان. اوكي، حلو اوي حلو اوي حلو اوي. انت بسيط اوي يعني. بس كل شوية لازم اتشك عشان بس اتأكد مفيش حاجة هتتحرق. طيب عندنا الكترو هيدرو بايرو. الكترو هيدرو بايرو، فاحنا ديفنتلي عايزين كرايرو، عايزين هيدرو، عايزين الكترو و جي. شوف recommend dendro. Interesting. Okay, fine. ماشي اوكي يلا بينا. اوكي تمام، احنا ماشيين كويس احنا ماشيين كويس. اوكي تمام. اوكي اوكي يعني انا قاعد بضرب في elemental reactions وخلاص، يعني ده كل اللي انا بعمله. الهيدرو بيهيل. اوكي اوكي جت في اللي بعديه. اوكي اوكي بيرفكت. انت تبرد شوية. هل في اي فخت في المنزل؟ اوكي خلينا نشوف عندها ايه تاني تقوله. مجهودات ذاتية يعني. طيب منفور. اوكي يعني ده كله كلام مكمل. أنا مشكلتي الرئيسية هي ان مفيش فويس اوفر. فعلا بتعب من فكرة ان ايه الواحد يقعد يقرا الكلام، وخصوصا في كلام كتير جدا وقصص وحاجات، واللي هو يعني فويس اوفر يا جماعة. طيب هل يا ترى فات 40 دقيقة؟ أعتقد لأ، صح؟ طيب خلينا نروح على سيرينيتي بوت. claim created furnishing. أنا يعني أحد الأحلام الوهمية اللي مش هتحصل قريب خالص عندي هو إن أنا
This realm is
أبني كل 4 أو 5 رمز أو 6 رمز اللي عندنا. فأنا كنت ماشي كده في حوار إن أنا basically الهدف إن أنا أنا من النوع اللي هو أحب إن أنا أحضر كل حاجة وبعدين مرة واحدة أطبق بقى. فبيسكلي اللي أنا كنت بعمله هنا إن أنا قررت كل أيتم ممكن تتوجد هنا هكريتها 10 مرات. هو جنان شوية أو يمكن جنان كتير، 10 مرات. فده بيسكلي اللي أنا ماشي فيه دلوقتي. أنا قاعد بكريت في الحاجات دي، خلصت حاجات كتيرة من الناحية دي وخلصت حاجات كتيرة من الناحية التانية. أنا شوية بمشي كده شوية بمشي كده. كل حاجة تتكريت 10 مرات. ومتى كريت كل حاجة كل حاجة هبتدي بقى ايه اخش ريل ورا ريل ورا ريل وابني بقى ابني كتير. فخلينا نشوف كده. انا كان اساسا عندي 99 من البتوع اللي هما بيخلصوا البنا بسرعة او بيخلصوا الكلام ده بسرعة يعني الكرياتة. بس قلت في اليومين اللي فاتوا عشان نسرع العملية خليني ابتدي استخدمهم بقى. اوكي 1 2 3 4. طيب وده الخامس. ده الخامس. اوكي وبعد كده يبقى عندنا 2 من هنا. 1 2 3 4 5. انا كنت في يوم من الايام حوشت الخشب. كل نوع خشب بالذات في ليوا وإنازوما، او يمكن في البلد كلها، يمكن يعني مونستاد ليوا إنازوما. كنت في كل الدول جمعت الخشب وصلته كله ل1000 عشان اقدر ابني براحتي. ففي حاجات كتير عندي منها ارقام مهولة كده. اوبس. في حاجات كتير عندي منها ارقام مهولة تحديد بسبب السبب ده. 7 يبقى 1 2 3. هنا عندنا ايه؟ ده 1 2. حلو اوي. مش هنشتري حاجة من البياع اللي هنا، مش محتاجين منه حاجة، وأي كوميشن ريليتد له خلاص يعني اتعملت. قول لي كده هنا theater mechanics event details. اوكي حلو. في ايه؟
Wait. Huh?
طيب خلينا نروح ليوا. خلينا نروح ليوا. اخ يعني شوف هل انا عندي حاجة بتتعمل هنا. انا بشكل اول رقم 5 يبقى كله تمام. اوكي هل في حاجة كنت عايز اكلمه بس. اوكي زي ما قلت انا بحافظ على كل الحاجات اللي عندي تبقى كلها في الخمسميات، عشان لما اجي اطبخ حاجة يبقى عندي كل الانجريدينتس او معظم الانجريدينتس في 500. محتاجش اقعد افكر يا افرم ولا كاريت ولا استنى تاني يوم ولا مش عارف ايه. فراجع دماغي اعمل لي 500 من كل حاجة ومشي حالك يعني. طيب ايه كمان احنا كده خلصنا كل حاجة. فاضل بس ال expeditions. مش عارف اعمل ايه ممكن بعد كده. ست دقايق. طيب
Wait.
انا كده كل حاجة يعني هذا اللي النهارده عملناها. في حاجة واحدة ممكن نبتدي نمشي فيها، عندنا وقت كتير actually. ممكن نخش فيها بقى. الهانج اوت ايفنت بتاع فاروسان. يلا بينا. يلا بينا. ايمن عايزة تقولي حاجة؟ اوكي ايمن مش عايزة تقول حاجة.
Even though most of the academia's restrictions have significantly relaxed, I'm still a bit worried that the Matra might give her trouble. I need to stay here to keep an eye on the situation. Kale, can you head to Sumeru City and find out why she isn't here yet?
فاروسان؟
Does it have to be me?
I'd only assign a job this important to someone I trust. Are you not feeling well?
Oh no, I'm fine. I've completely recovered. It's just that if I'm going to see her, I think I need to mentally prepare myself first.
I know. You'll have a tough time if you go by yourself. If we could arrange for someone to accompany you...
ممكن نرفض من دلوقتي وننهي الهانج اوت هنا. In a predicament, I see.
Oh, hey there!
It's been a while. What a coincidence. I was just thinking about asking you to accompany Kale to Sumeru City. Sorry, that's not what I meant. It's just that this matter concerns research banned by the academia. Not the sort of thing you'd shout from the rooftops. Also, you happen to know about this situation? There are very few people I can trust to be discreet right now. After giving it much thought, I believe you're the most suitable person for the task. It's complicated, and this isn't the best place to talk about it. We'll fill you in on the details once she arrives. You might have heard about her in Sumeru before. Her name is Faruzan, and she's a very experienced senior researcher. Let's just say that a huge part of Kasharawar's mechanical research over the past 100 years have used her academic discourse and manuscripts as their foundation. She is, but she vanished for 100 years because of a certain incident. She only returned to the academia after being found in the wilderness a few years ago. Because of that, her current personality can be a bit strange, as is her attitude towards Kale.
I'm getting a headache just thinking about it.
She doesn't have bad intentions, so you don't have to be scared.
I'll try.
Yes, Ksharawar and Spontamod researchers are often quite prejudiced, so I can't trust them with this matter. However, Faruzan isn't influenced by modern thinking. In our previous correspondence through letters, she indicated that she'd be willing to help.
هو انا مش عارف، انا اول ما اخد بالي من الحكايه دي جنب الفيجن بتاعته عنده بتوع بوكيمون بتوع جيمز. انا ناسي اسمها ايه دلوقتي، بس لو انت كنت تروح جيم تكسب الشخص اللي فيه تاخد وات ايفر البين بتاعته، فهو عنده 2 بينز ب2 جيمز. Okay.
It's already past our arranged meeting time, but she still hasn't shown up. I don't think so. With her personality, it's more likely that she got wrapped up in some sort of trouble. Anyway, can you go with Kale to the academia and check on Farazan for me?
Thank goodness. I was so anxious.
I'm counting on you too. Kale, don't push yourself too hard. Just go there and see what's going on. Our task is important, but not that urgent. If Farazan really is in some trouble, come back and tell me about it. We can always reschedule our meeting. After all, if she's distracted by other things, it'll affect her ability to help us.
All right, let's go!
Oh, yes, and one more thing. You might find her difficult to get along with at first. However, if you address her as Madam, she'll become much easier to talk to.
Yeah, Madam. Yeah, Madam. Okay, fine.
Sorry, what did you say? Oh, could you repeat yourself? As you know, I'm sure, hearing goes with age.
Farazan, I said that you need to give us an answer.
Yes. And did you forget to add Madam when you addressed me earlier?
Your hearing is perfectly fine. Madam Farazan, we don't want to make things difficult for you. However, you haven't been teaching courses or supervising theses these past few years. Isn't this rather problematic as an advisor? Never mind the students, even other advisors are starting to complain.
And who, if I may ask, complained? If they have any issue with me, tell them to talk to me themselves rather than waste any of your time.
Okay. Wow.
You don't have to tell me anything. I very well know that it's those people from Haravatat. How I wish they'd put their time into doing proper research instead.
But, Madam Farazan, it has been a long while since you last made any practical academic contribution yourself.
Academic contribution cannot simply be divided between the tangible and the intangible.
Okay.
The issue here, I believe, is that the reviewer doesn't understand the very nature of knowledge itself. In any case, it makes no sense to use a metric like this to evaluate a mentor. Which sage set this rule anyway? I should write a letter of complaint right this instant.
Wait! Madam Farazan, please let me finish.
That's her, all right. But the person with her doesn't look like a Matra. Shh! She hates it when people call her young! Her body apparently stopped aging during the year she was gone. So that's why she looks the same as she did 100 years ago. Okay, I think I'm ready for this. Let's go!
Anyway, Akara Crafts and the leader of Ksharawar would like to invite you to collaborate on this project. They're wondering if you'd be interested. Madam Farazan? Are you listening?
Mm-hmm. Ah, Kale! Why are you here at the academia? Are you feeling better now?
Yeah, but
much better, Madam Farazan. It's all thanks to the Traveler and the Dendro Archon. Have you been sleeping well? You seem to be developing some eye bags. Is that brat Tainari forcing you to stay up late again? No, it's because I'm a slow learner. It's not Master's fault. It's good to be hardworking, but you need to take care of your health. I'll have to give Tainari a right talking to when I see him. I'll also prepare some health supplements for you. There's really no need. Ah, and is the person beside you the legendary Traveler?
Pleasure to meet your acquaintance, madam.
I've heard much about you before. In fact, I've been meaning to meet you for a while now. It is thanks to you, after all, that the academia is finally getting back on its feet. Even Kale's illness is...
Madam Farazan, I believe we were still discussing the collaboration with Akara Crafts.
I'd wager it's those Ksharawar dunderheads finding excuses so that I'd go to their darshan. Say no more. I have no plans to change my field of research.
If you're this unwilling to participate in the collaborative project, you can also consider teaching a class. It might be difficult to teach a course with topics that only fall within Haravatat's subjects, but we can't delay this anymore. You need to give an answer. You can teach a course or participate in a collaborative project. If you don't do either, it'll be hard for me to persuade the advisors and students who have been complaining.
Sounds like some activities. This seems to have nothing to do with Tainari's request.
Could you not give me a few more days to consider? This matter has been delayed for so long already.
That's precisely the issue. If you don't give an answer today, I fear that someone will soon escalate their complaints to the sages.
What a waste of free time these folks are. Now you two are here at Tainari's behest, I take it. I'm sorry, but given the current situation, it looks like I'll have to come over some other day.
She wants to say something. Please give me a moment with Kale.
I shall need some time to think as well.
What now? She seems so busy. Master said there's no rush, but I know that he's been busy working on something at Party's DI, so he hasn't returned to Gandharvaville for several days now. I feel for Madame Farazan, but I still want to ask her to come with us. But if I get her in trouble with the academia, then she won't have the time to help Master. What should I do? Oh, this is such a headache.
هنا بقى الاختيار. Let's help resolve her current problem. Let's think of some ways to get her to Party CI.
But if someone does complain to the academia, wouldn't it make Farazan's situation more awkward? And if the academia investigated and found her at Party's DI, things would get even worse for her. Do you have some way to invite her over to Party's DI without stepping on the academia's toes?
خلينا نقول situation.
I'm counting on you.
Huh. I have to teach students from Haravatat or owe Kasharawar a favor. It strikes me that they might be even less happy about such a deal than I am.
I think I can sympathize with them.
Madame Farazan, we're back. Sorry for asking again, but are you sure you can't go to Party's DI today?
Well, since you're asking me so sincerely, let's just ignore the academia and...
Please, Madame Farazan, focus. Today's the deadline. Huh?
Yes. I see. No wonder he sent you two over. Why, that lad didn't make it very clear in his letter, now did he? Otherwise, I would have reported it as part of my research.
Yeah, that's right. Master sent us over to explain everything to you.
Wait. Opportunities for collaborative research don't just come out of thin air. This seems like too much of a coincidence.
You think?
Also, there isn't much overlap between Madame Farazan's research and that of Amorta, right? What will you even be collaborating on?
Master wants to research,
A fully automated irrigation system.
A fully automated irrigation system?
Interesting.
Precisely. It's a system that can automatically adjust the amount of water it provides based on the season and the plant species involved. I saw a similar mechanism while exploring a rune in the rainforest. That's why Tainari wanted to collaborate with me.
A mechanism like that exists? Why haven't I heard of it before?
I found it 100 years ago, so it's only natural that you don't know about it. Why don't you go ask your teacher's teacher? Perhaps they've heard about it from their teacher.
But we can't prove its existence one way or the other, right?
Fret not. I'll have Tainari write an official proposal to the academia later. That should do it, right?
An official proposal. Fine. We haven't made any progress with either the collaborative project or the elective course anyway. I'll go inform my superiors now. Please do take care of the paperwork as soon as possible. Don't delay this any longer.
Sure. I'll be sure to needle him until he gets it done.
Needle?
Phew. I think she bought it. Even though this is our first meeting, I must say, we make a good team.
Wow! You made up that excuse on the spot, huh? Madam Farazan, did you really find an irrigation system 100 years ago? If the academia asks for any
لأن هي عندها
details...
فكرة.
Who knows? It's been 100 years, so it wouldn't be too surprising if I'd forgotten a few details.
Okay.
No?
Huh? Then how will we explain things to them?
I'll let Tainare worry about whatever documents we might need to send to the academia. If I'm right, the request he has in store for me won't be any simpler than the academia nonsense.
Okay. تقريبا اوكي زي بعض زي بعض.
We're back! Huh? Where did he go?
انا شلت النافيجيشن من الكوست بس
You
كده
don't have to
كده.
shout. I can hear you.
Okay.
Well, you got here much faster than I expected. I thought you'd have a lot more business to take care of.
كرمتناها يا باشا.
Thanks to the traveler, I was able to, pawn off various problems of mine onto others.
Onto others? What does that mean?
We can discuss that later. You're looking for me because of the thing you mentioned in the letter, right?
That's right. Please, follow me.
بس بتأمل وشي وهو منور لأول مرة يبقى منور كده. طيب أنا كنت بقول إن أنا دوست على S3 وشلت النافيجيشن اللي على الكوميشن بس يعني جبته وخلاص ثابت. كله بسبب سوبرمان. كله حرفيا بسبب سوبرمان. كاكاتا.
A monster? Why is there a monster here?
Don't be scared, Kale. This is the mechanical life form the Traveler and I saved a while back. Its name is Karkata. It's the final work of a late junior of mine.
Late
You mean
junior?
Abatui? He must have been a genius to create one of such polish all by himself. It's uncommon that a Spontamod researcher is able to create such an intricate machine. If he were still around, we could probably chat the day away. What a shame. Something seems wrong here. Have you been maintaining it? Mechanical life forms are much more fragile than they look.
Is Karkata sick?
عايزين نجيب له شوية
Karkata has been
جيو.
lying down like this since a few days ago. It could be an old malfunction acting up again. I've taken a few courses conducted by Spontamod before, so I've managed to perform some passable repairs on Karkata's energy supply module. However, it seems the issue this time is with its transmission. My knowledge can only prevent its condition from deteriorating any further. But, Madame Faruzan, you should be able to find a way to repair it.
الكركاتير بينقط كهرباء.
Not necessarily. Mechanical life forms are created using techniques from alchemy, elemental science, and more. There are multiple modules here that influence each other. A simplistic knowledge of mechanisms will not serve here. You know that as well. Each mechanical life form is very different from the next. So even I cannot be sure if my understanding of mechanical life forms is going to be of any use to our little crab friend here.
Crab friend.
Karkata.
Can you all go outside for a minute? I need a bit of space. Before I do a thorough check, everything we've just said is but conjecture.
All right. We're counting on you, Madame Faruzan.
Who knew that I'd encounter a mechanical life form in this manner after 100 years?
Okay.
We'll wait here till Faruzan finishes her inspection. In the meantime, I'd like to talk to you about her. Her past, huh? Quite a few people in the academia know about what happened to her. Perhaps it'd be best if I'm the one to tell you.
Okay.
I've told you before that she disappeared for 100 years, right? From her perspective, trapped might be a more apt description. Her exact words were...
That room was crawling with traps and coded inscriptions from wall to wall.
Oh, okay.
I did all I could to decipher the code and deactivate the traps to escape the ruin, but there was no way out. I lost track of time, and I ran out of pen and paper. In the end, I had to use stone shards to write on the walls and on the floor to decipher the code. Then, before I realized it, I ran out of space on the walls and floor. I had to calculate all the possibilities in my mind.
Okay.
After that, my memory started to become fuzzy, and my cognition slowed down.
She doesn't remember anything else, including the location of the ruin and how she finally managed to escape.
فعلا.
When she was found in the outskirts of Sumeru a few years ago, she looked exactly the same as she did 100 years prior. However, she was in a stupor and struggled to form sentences. Only after a lengthy recovery period could she speak again. The academia speculates that she must have gotten trapped in an unknown ruin while researching machines a century ago. That halted her aging, she was able to use those 100 years to crack the trapping mechanism and then escape. Though she had finally broken free, 100 years had passed. Everyone she knew, and everyone who knew her, was already gone. In the end, even the academia had to rely on century-old records in the Akasha to confirm her existence.
هي الأكاشا لسه موجودة أصلا؟ okay.
Don't make that
مش نقط أصلا.
I'm not telling you this because I want to drum up sympathy. She wouldn't want others to pity her because of past events. Rather, she sees that period of entrapment as an experimental error. As a researcher, she must accept everything that results from her experiments, even if they don't fall within expectations. Even after going through so much, she's returned to Sumeru and still hasn't given up on her research. Due to changes over the years and drift in academic subjects, she holds some rather strong opinions about the current academia, and she has no shortage of detractors herself. What I want to say is that no matter what era we're in, Faruzan is a true senior researcher in every sense of the word.
Cool.
She has her own deep understanding of various ruins and machines. If there's a chance, you should talk about them with her. It'll definitely be helpful for your journey.
Master,
Okay.
Madame Faruzan's done.
Oh? Let's head over. With any luck, she might have figured something out.
زيتت المفاصل.
I never thought that I'd encounter a restitution module once again after 100 years. Abatui really installed quite a few impressive things on this. If my guess is correct, this mechanical life form has displayed attempts at self-sustenance before, right? Such as collecting parts to repair itself, for instance?
Yes.
Use them for something else, but as far as its design goes, it does have a function like that.
I knew it. If I'm not wrong, Karkata's issue lies with its restitution module. Abatui's modified this module extensively, but the core parts and design philosophy are very similar to the principles as I know them. They are all based on principles learned from the ruins. The creators of the ruins machine once tried to create a perpetual mechanism that could replace life or even surpass it. The restitution module is the result of one of their countless attempts. It replicates the behavior of living things to achieve a self-repair function. However, the energy required in maintenance of the module became an issue.
Energy consumption? Maintenance?
For example, a living thing's heart can deliver nutrients and blood to various organs. However, the bigger the living thing, the more powerful the heart needs to be. Once the heart is damaged, it'll be hard for that living thing to heal itself, and even the function of other organs can be affected. Thus, the attempt wasn't widely adopted. Even 100 years ago, I'd only seen it once before. Oh dear, this is going to be a problem. Based on my current research, I'll need to swap out the damaged parts in the restitution module to repair Karkata. But like I just said, the module is rare, even by the standards of ancient machines. Not only that, but there is very little related research documentation available.
I see.
Finding suitable parts would be like trying to find a single gear in the vast desert, to say nothing of the difficulty in making those parts from scratch. one can only wonder where Abatui found the original parts.
I might have an idea. Abatui was, for a time, quite passionate about excavating the Great Red Sand. This was when he had just gotten expelled from the academia.
Okay. You mean to say he found a restitution module in the desert? Well, that is indeed possible.
But the desert's huge! How are we supposed to find the parts that Karkata needs?
According to the Academia's records, no similar parts have been found in the Great Red Sand over the past 100 years. If we want to try our luck, we'll have to explore ruins that have never been explored before.
I do know that a Vahumana researcher formed an expedition team after the sandstorms and earthquakes subsided. They are now exploring areas of the desert that used to be difficult to access.
Should we ask them if they've made any new discoveries lately?
The chances are slim, but it's at least more effective than running around like headless chickens.
What's the lead researcher's name? Where is the archaeology team currently stationed?
His name is Raid. I think he's stationed at the northeast part of the Hypostyle Desert. Let's go look for him once Karkata settles down.
Oh, you and Kale should probably stay. Karkata's condition may be stable, but it would still be better if some of us stay to look after it. Besides, you still need to take care of the trouble that the Academia left for me.
Trouble from the Academia? I thought you said you pawned it off to someone else. Wait, don't tell me.
I'll let Kale fill you in on the details. I look forward to seeing your work, Tainari.
هنروح فين في الصحراء بقى؟ هل دي طريقة؟ أنا مش عارف. اوكي.
There's sand in my shoes.
Oh. اوكي. انا لسه واخد بالي ايتو كأنه لابس صندل عادي، مش عارف، حسيت كده انه حاجة مصرية اوي. اوكي. نيفر مايند. ايه ده؟ مين البني ادم العشوائي ده؟ اوكي. ايه ده؟ في ايه؟ مين دول؟
That huge machine looks amazing.
اوكي، هو جزء من الكوميشن اكيد، يعني جزء من الهانج اوت ميشن. وش ده مش هيصحى؟ هيصحى.
What is this?
Halt! Mr. Raid's permission is required to proceed any further. That still won't do. Mr. Raid told us to keep people away from the ruins so they don't damage the site.
Damage the site? I've excavated more ruins than you've visited restaurants. Which batch of students is Raid from? I want to see him right now.
He isn't at the campsite now. You should all leave. Only he can give you permission to enter.
What a stubborn guy.
You can't just waste your time here like this.
You're right. Even if there is new information, we still have to wait for him to come back so we can ask him about it. So let's just see what we can find out from the people here. I'm going to give that Raid a good talking to when he gets back. Starting from who in the world mentored you.
هيطلع حد هي عارفاه. Oh.
Halt! Mr. Raid's permission is required to proceed any further.
اوكي. طيب في مين تاني؟ طيب بما احنا مستنيين الاخ رائد ده يرجع، خلينا نرجع للبتاع ده. يعني انا I don't know لو الفرنشيب ليفلز بتستفيد من الميشنز دي. بس يعني ادي ما نجيبهم احتياطي.
The ruins? Don't know anything. We were only hired to deliver water and supplies to them. Forget excavation. They won't even let us get close to the camp where they're staying.
Okay, weird. في حاجة غريبة بتحصل في الكامب. فين التالت؟ هو انت لو واقف على حدود الكامب يبقى انت بتتكلم على ايه؟ لو انت بتقول مش سامحين لنا مش نخش الكامب.
This area used to be ravaged by frequent sandstorms, but it's been calm lately for some reason.
Okay.
They say that this was done by a single traveler. But seriously, is such a thing even humanly possible?
اوكي ماشي. هو انت عايز نتكلم ده بس انا شايف ده في ناس هنا. ويت، لحظة العدو. اوكي يس اسأل الحدث.
That machine looks amazing. Could it be the legendary Ruin Wanderer? The location seems to fit too. Might that legend actually be true?
Ruin Wanderer.
Well, I found out everything I could. Is there anything that stands out to you?
The machine they speak
Ruin
of.
Wanderer. That's the first time I've heard that name. But that wreckage did seem a bit weird. It's a bit far away, and I can't really say for sure from this distance. Perhaps we should ask the villager from before about the legend first.
Okay.
Huh? What are you guys doing back here?
I want to learn more about the legend of the Ruin Wanderer.
I wouldn't blame you for not knowing about it, youngsters. After all, it's a tale that's over a decade old. It's said that this monster, the Ruin Wanderer, traversed through various ruins for centuries. Many adventurers had claimed to see it while exploring. Some said that it was like a giant, while others said that it was like a beast. However, none knew why it wandered the ruins. Then, about 10 years ago, we stopped hearing any news about it in Sumeru. No one has seen it since then, and the legend has since faded into memory. You youngsters probably don't know about the Ruin Wanderer nowadays, but it was famous for centuries.
Centuries? Impossible. I heard nothing about it back then. It could only have been around for a few decades at most.
Wait, back then?
Indulge my curiosity for a moment. Why do you think that wreckage is the Ruin Wanderer?
Well, I had also heard that secondhand from...
You heard that nonsense from the Eremites after they got drunk, right?
Who are you?
Madam Faruzan, it is a pleasure. I'm Raid, the one who organized this archaeological expedition. I'd heard of you at the Academia, but I didn't expect to run into you here. Truly, it is an honor. And this must be the famous traveler, I presume. What brings the two of you here?
Have you found any special contraptions and relics in the ruins that you've been investigating?
I'm ashamed to say that we haven't found anything noteworthy, even though we've been investigating for a while now.
Yeah.
Really? That Ruin Wanderer isn't noteworthy to you?
I'm afraid those are mere rumors. Really, I sometimes wish that those people would put as much effort into their work as they do into gossiping.
Those people?
You're right, sir. I'll get back to work now.
The wise do not buy into rumors, so it is said. I believe that you too, Madam Faruzan, do not put any stock into such baseless talk.
It is also said that real knowledge shall come from practice. I can help you research the excavated relics and see if I can find out anything new about them. You can take credit for any new discoveries. I believe this offer to be sufficiently attractive.
In truth, I could ask for nothing better than your help with our research. However, you two must be tired after a long journey. I'd feel bad if I set you to work immediately.
Argook set us work to work
my
immediately.
subordinates and I are heading back to the camp to rest. Why don't you find a place to spend the night first? We can continue our discussion tomorrow. There's a tent that the villagers occasionally use to rest. It's a bit simple, yes, but I hope you won't mind.
Since you need to rest as well, let's do just that.
احنا هنتسرق. عمر ما هتبقى الحاجة سهلة، عمر ما هتبقى حاجة سهلة. في حد هيسرقنا، في وحش هيهجم، الراجل هيختفي. يعني لو نمت وصحيت وقال لك صباح الخير يا يلا.
Far away. Are they trying to prevent the villagers from eavesdropping on them? This suits us just fine, though. This way, they won't overhear our conversations either. Now, I have my suspicions about this archaeological expedition team and that machine wreckage. I only caught a quick glimpse, and it was from a distance. But based on the condition of the armor and joints, it didn't seem like something that had been lying around for centuries. At most, I'd estimate that it only stopped moving about a dozen years ago. Yes, the timing coincides with the spreading of the legend. Now, assuming that it really is the Ruin Wanderer, how do you suppose it was able to maintain a relatively good condition despite high-intensity operation over the course of several decades? That's right. Technically speaking, the module shouldn't be able to move such a large machine chassis. However, I'm basing my knowledge on the mechanical life forms I've seen before. Well, this was over 100 years ago. It was a machine about the same size as Karkata, actually. It couldn't carry heavy objects or fight, and was only able to help me record some notes. It also helped me deliver letters home. I found it near the desert, which is why I wondered if there might be more restitution modules buried around here. Honestly, people in ancient times might have already solved the problem of providing enough power for all I know. I'll need to research this properly. Had I confronted Raid right there and then, he would have said that he couldn't tell that the machine was special. Then he'd just hand it over to the Academia obediently, and he'd get away scot-free. If the wreckage were to be handed to the Academia, it'd be much tougher for us to do research on it or get spare parts for Karkata. Anyway, we should figure out what they're planning before making our next move. They insisted that we should stay the night, which means if they're trying to pull a fast one on us, they're likely to try tonight. We must be vigilant. Are those sounds coming from the excavation site? I knew they wouldn't be able to wait. They must be scared that we might discover something tomorrow. Not a single person guarding the campsite. This must be quite the manpower expenditure. I'll see if they left any clues behind at their camp. Keep watch and help me stall them if it comes to that, would you? All right. I'm counting on you.
كان لازم اختار الاختيار اللي يخليني اقعد الف في الاكاديميا وخلاص. بس كده كده يعني I think كل التشويسز كانت هتؤدي الى كلام كتير. طيب انا كده مش محتاج اروح فوق بس انا بس عايز
Why isn't the tent here yet? We need to switch it out tonight.
It's still on the way. I'm afraid this is the first time we're delivering such a huge one.
You good-for-nothings are just a load of trouble, aren't you? We wouldn't have to deal with these interlopers if you had kept those lips of yours from flapping. Hurry up and hide our current tent and deliver the new one to me tonight, no matter what it takes.
Huh? Who's there?
It's me.
I'm sorry. I'm just a bit upset because my subordinates aren't doing their jobs properly. When did you get here? It's nothing. Just a tent. We didn't pack up all our tents from the last campsite. Some of them, along with a few people, have been left there.
A few people?
Someone damaged our current tent, so I'm trying to get my subordinates to get one from that previous campsite delivered here. The relics in the ruins are highly valuable, so I'm worried that treasure hoarders and bandits might try to steal them. Since the tent isn't here yet and I can't fall asleep, I came here to patrol. Well, these things are antiques after all. There will always be people interested in buying them. I hired so many people precisely because I was worried about that happening. Speaking of which, I'd like to ask, is the Academia really aware that you've traversed through the desert to come here in the middle of the night? Also, where's Farazan? Why isn't she with you?
I'm right here. Also, you forgot to address me as Madam.
Sorry, Madam Farazan.
You were all making so much noise that I couldn't sleep, which is why I got the Traveler to find out what was going on. But for some reason, that one task took forever, so I came to check in on the situation.
I'm very sorry for disturbing your rest. I'll tell my subordinates to be quieter on patrol.
Good. Come on, traveler. Let's head back. Yes, we came to check out the situation, didn't we? Well, we've already done that. We should get better rest so that we'll have energy to investigate tomorrow.
يعني أنا فاهم مش عارف كان إيه فايدة كل ده. هيصحى ولا إيه؟ Was I mistaken? Yeah. أوه. نسيت إن أنا عملت ده. أوكي. أنا كنت بعمل دي. أوكي. بس أنت فعلا فضلت متعلق في الهواء كل المدة دي. It's interesting. أوكي. أنا فعلا مش عارف كان إيه الهدف من كل ده. يعني أنا تخيلت إن إحنا هنروح نستكشف حاجة ولا مش عارف إيه ولا كده، لكن إحنا literally عملنا قلق على الفاضي وبس ودلوقتي هنرجع ننام عادي زي ما كان المفروض الأول متوقع يحصل.
Thanks for dealing with them. Now, I found something good on my end. These are the excavation records from their campsite.
Okay.
According to them, the ruins have been raided before, with numerous traps and contraptions having already been triggered. I also observed the wreckage up close earlier. The weathering is nowhere near as extensive as on the relics that have been buried for over 100 years. There's no doubt that the wreckage and the ruins don't belong to the same era. Instead, it must have wandered into the ruins about a dozen years ago.
برضو؟
It could have fallen into a trap or encountered a glitch within the ruins, remaining stationary like that until it was discovered recently. However, I still don't know why they'd want to hide it. I have no doubt that the researcher could definitely reach the same conclusion I did. The last few pages of the excavation records are written in code, which I still need time to decipher. It's just wordplay. And if anything, that's my wheelhouse.
It's just wordplay. Okay.
Just a bit more.
يعني I would expect أنت بقالك 100 سنة بتعملي الكلام ده.
Help! Please
No.
help!
Sorry.
Why are you running away? Come back! Protect me!
What's that sound? Is it?
هل عندي وقت إن أنا أغير التيم؟
Reactivated? That's impossible!
That's
Is this
impossible.
the work of some kind of hidden mechanism? Never mind. We have to focus on saving lives first. I'll cover them. You go stall the Ruin Wanderer.
Oh boy. أنا معيش تيم جاهز.
What? It ignored the traveler?
Okay.
Why is it chasing after us?
What could have caused it to reactivate? Did it give chase?
Darn it! Hey, come on, you lot! It's clear that we can't escape, so let's just attack it!
Okay. شكلهم هيموتوا. واو. إيه بترسبوند لعقلية حد تقريبا ولا إيه؟
It stopped?
Okay.
Hey, you guys, get up there and tell me what's going on.
But what if it suddenly moves?
You good-for-nothings. Why is everyone I hired so useless? Move! I'll do it myself.
Chin.
Looks like this thing's parts can't handle the load of functioning anymore after years of disrepair. When it first reactivated, I was wondering if it'd be as amazing as the legends had pegged it to be. I didn't expect it to be so much weaker than it looks. How disappointing.
Disappointing, you say? Now, is that because you won't be able to sell it for much?
Faru-san, you may be my senior as an academia researcher, but that doesn't mean you get to slander me.
You wrote these excavation records, did you not? Or perhaps calling it a ledger might jog your memory a bit better.
I don't recognize that thing.
January 3rd, excavated 5 tents. January 5th, 3 tents sold. January 10th, 1 special tent pre-sold. It must quickly be switched out with an old tent.
So tent is
You're
recording for
supposed to be an
relics.
archaeological expedition team, and yet here you are, secretly selling the relics and profiting from it. When you believed that you had found the wreckage of the Ruin Wanderer, you tried to switch in records that you had excavated previously to pull the wool over the Academia's eyes. After all, there would probably be many wealthy buyers interested in purchasing the legendary Ruin Wanderer in the
بيبيعوا
black market.
أثر
Yes,
بيطلعوا أثر
and then we
ويبيعوها.
arrived just before you could finish your work. That forced you to speed up your plan, and you tried to complete the switch overnight before I could investigate the wreckage. In your haste, however, you accidentally activated the Ruin Wanderer instead. Did I get that all right?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You lack the curiosity befitting a man of knowledge, nor do you have respect for mechanical life forms. You're not fit to be a researcher.
Ridiculous. Curiosity? Respect? I'm not here to hear you preach. Hey, we're leaving.
Mr. Raid!
Behind you? Why is it moving again? Run!
وإيه اللي حصل؟ إيه اللي حصل لرائد؟
Some said that it was like a giant, while others said that it was like a beast. However, none knew why it wandered the ruins.
Technically speaking, the module shouldn't be able to move such a large machine chassis. However, I'm basing my knowledge on the mechanical life forms I've seen before.
Okay.
Centuries? Impossible. I heard nothing about it back then. It could only have been around for a few decades at most.
Okay.
Why is it chasing after us?
So you've been looking for me this whole time?
فعلا؟ إيه العلاقة؟ ده كركتات.
Long time no see, Tamimi.
تميمي. أوه، ده كان صديقها؟ مين تميمي؟
Farazan, I hope you're doing well. It has been over 20 years since you went missing. People from the academia keep telling us to give up and that you're most likely dead. But somehow, I feel like you're still alive. Yes, that you live still in some corner of this world. You've always been persistent, able to shine no matter what situation you face. I believe that this persistence serves you well in surviving and finding your way home. Unfortunately, I likely won't be able to welcome you home when you do. I don't have much time left, and my reflexes have slowed. Others keep telling me to stop exploring ruins. Only Tamimi is still the same as before, always running off to places which you've been to. Your teacher and friends came up with an idea to remodel Tamimi, so it can search for you in our place. You didn't like coming home back then and would always get Tamimi to send a letter back. Now we're leaving a letter with Tamimi. I wonder if it'll ever be delivered to you. I don't know the answer to that question, but if you ever read this letter, I hope it'll be when you've already found your way home. I regret not being able to say this to you myself, but I'll still feel sincerely happy for you, my dear daughter.
Yep.
Welcome home, Farazan.
قلت إنها مامتها.
Look at you, Tamimi. You've changed so much after all these years. Thank you for waiting for me all this time. I've safely received the letters. Your work is done now.
You can now sleep. Oh.
Tamimi, the mechanical life form I encountered back then. When I would go on expeditions, it would follow me, take notes for me, and send my letters home. When I met with that accident, it was on the way to deliver a letter for me. I once thought that I'd never get to see it again. I didn't expect my teacher and others to remodel its self-repair function, upgrading it to self-learning. And so, in order to plumb the depths of unknown ruins and overcome dangerous traps, it repaired and modified itself using parts it found along the way. One decade of wandering became many, and soon, Tamimi, which used to be incapable of even moving heavy objects, became the Ruin Wanderer. Also, it could deliver these last letters from them to me. The strain to support such a huge body must have turned out to be too much for your heart, right? Even after the remodeling, its restitution module still can't function perfectly in perpetuity. It has been pushing itself beyond its limits over the past few decades. Just like a living being, mechanical life forms have a limited lifespan. It probably became trapped in the ruins all those years ago because its shelf life had run out. It most likely only reactivated because it detected my presence. And then it mustered up everything it had to deliver that last letter. Now, it can finally rest in peace. Kainari told you what happened to me, right? You don't have to apologize. It's not like this incident is a secret in the academia. Besides, I've always treated it as a failed experiment. As a researcher, I must accept this result. However, finding out that so many people were affected by my failure does make me feel somewhat conflicted. Can you head back to Pardis first? We've been here for a while, and it's best not to make Kale and the rest worry. As for me, I want to stay with Tamimi for a bit longer. Just a bit.
اوكي كده اول باث للكوميشن خلص صح؟ لسه برضه ما خلصش؟ اوكي رايت خلينا نرجع يعني ما اعتقدش ان انا هقعد مع كولي احل مشكلة فاروزان مادام فاروزان غالبا هقول لها اللي هو حصل كذا 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 ومش تخلص هنا بس it's الميشن مش كوميشن بس it's very weird احنا فين؟ اوكي it's very weird ان احنا ما نخلصش في الصحراء. It's okay.
You're back!
How was your journey through the desert? Wait, where's Madame Faruzan?
أنا مش عارف القرار ده عام فيه. Tell the whole truth. تقدري already يعرف الحقيقة.
She finally got to reunite with an old friend from 100 years ago. But...
As a researcher, she could perhaps accept it. However, as a friend, a student, and a daughter, we should give her some time. Let's just wait for her here. And in the future, I hope that we can be here to support her as her new friends.
خلاص برضه لسه wait until one day later. اوكي خلينا نستنى خلينا نقف برا كده عشان نديها فرصة. انا حسيت ان دي مفيهاش ارض كنت هقع في البتاع. اوكي فاين. هم قالوا one day بس يعني اوكي كان فاضل مثلا 6 ساعات على اليوم الجديد ولا حاجة. actually كنا راسه وانا كنا بعد انا ما خدش بالي طب استنى wait until لسه اوكي طيب خلينا نخش كده 12 وثانيتين ولا دقيقتين I think بالظبط اوكي صباح حاجة على فكرة انا برضو كنترولز عشان لسه قاعد بلعب في اسمها ايه دي؟
What? Is there to be no welcoming party?
اسمها ايه؟
We've all been waiting for you, Madame Faruzan.
That's more like it. Now, here are some components I brought back from the desert. Switch these out with the ones Karkata is using right now, and it'll be back in ship shape. Huh? Why do you all look so solemn?
خدتها من تميمي.
Liveliness befits youngsters more.
Madame Faruzan, did these parts come from...
Come now. I thought that you must have encountered some major problem. This isn't something you have to worry about. Well, it looks like you already know everything, but no need to feel bad. Like I said before, as researchers, we must learn to accept our failures. Tamimi had been operating beyond capacity for a century, and I'm unable to repair it with my current abilities. Not even with these parts. It would thus be much better to use them to extend Karkata's lifespan. As a senior, it is only right that I do something for the people who come after me. That holds true for both researchers and machines.
انا عايز اعرف هي از سينيور هي عندها كام سنة؟ انا فعلا ما اعرفش يعني هي شكلها طفلة برضه.
They will only be used for Carcotta temporarily. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to help me with my research. I'll be sure to revive Tamimi once I've fully deciphered and replicated the creations of the ancient civilization.
All right.
Okay.
I'll do my best to help.
Me too. Although, I'm not sure if I'll be much help.
Thank you. If they could remodel Tamimi successfully even back then, there's no reason why we won't be able to do even better. And when that day comes, I'll be sure to say, welcome home, Tamimi.
اوكي كده الباث خلص. يا سلام الباث خلص. سيف او فوتو. اوكي انا تقريبا اول مرة اعرف ان الصور بتسيف. طيب عايزين بقى نروح نشوف لنا باث تاني. ده كده واحد من الباثs. ازاي؟ اوكي يعني انا بقى ايزي جدا ما عملتش هانج اوت ميشن. انا بحاول افتكر كل حاجه. طيب تايم تو ديسايد. هل هنا الديسيجن ان انا اقول لهم اذا كان اوكي مش هنقعد نسمع بقى الكلام ده. keep Tamimi a secret. اوكي مش هنسمع حاجه اوريدي سمعناها بس
So Madame Farazan has some other things to settle. All right. And to think that Raid was doing all of those things on the sly. It's good that you all got out of that situation in one piece.
Madame Farazan will be able to repair Carcotta when she gets back, won't she?
كده تقريبا ده كان الاوبشن الاحسن نخليها هي تقول لهم. بس يعني مش مهم. طيب برضو مفيش سبب ان انا مفيش سبب ان انا اقف بره قوي كده او بره حتى. بس انا اسمها ايه؟ كيمياء برضو like female كيمياء. اوكي فين انا عايز ايه اوكي
Book learning alone is not enough to cultivate intelligence. All those scholars in the...
I'm back! What? Is there to be no welcoming party?
Madame Farazan, we're over here!
That's more like it.
هيبقى فرق صغير جدا
Here are some components I
ما
brought
بين
back
الباث
from
ده
the
والباث
desert.
اللي فات.
Switch these out with the ones Carcotta is using right now, and it'll be back in ship shape.
So this is a relic of an ancient civilization? Unbelievable. Thankfully, it didn't end up in Raid's unscrupulous hands.
Unscrupulous, huh? Sounds like you already told them what happened. Is that so? Thank you. We will talk about everything else later.
Okay.
It's nothing. I've already given all the evidence we have against Raid to the Academia. They're going to be very busy. Too busy to bother us, I'd wager. I'll start repairing Carcotta then. Kale, can you help me out?
Of course!
Carcotta springs back to life.
It looks fine, but even so, it needs to properly rest up.
Okay. طيب talk to Farazan.
You're here. Thank you for keeping Tamimi a secret. If I tell them about Tamimi, will they still feel happy for Carcotta? Even if we could convince them to accept the components, they'll probably still feel bad about it. I don't want my past to affect people in the present. That applies to both me and other people. It's fine. I'm used to this. I once believed that I'd never hear from my old friends and family ever again. Even their faces are getting hazier in my memories. However, I could remember them clearly again after reading the letter Tamimi handed to me and learning that they'd never given up on me. That's more than enough. I'd be disappointing them if I let myself fall into a slump because of this. Neither my teacher nor my mother would have wanted to see me like that. Besides, you're lending a listening ear to me now, aren't you? Oh,
I guess.
Pardius GI looks pretty scenic at night. Will you take a stroll with me?
My pleasure.
Once Karkata's condition stabilizes, I'll find a chance to tell Tainari and Kale about all that. But for now, just help me keep this secret. Thank you.
You got it.
Whether it's 100 years ago or now, I have people who worry about me.
خلاص كده؟ ده كده
I suppose I should consider myself quite fortunate. The only time when I felt otherwise was when I had just returned to Sumeru. No one came to check up on me then.
كل الناس ميتة. كل الناس كانت ماتت. انت بتقولي ايه؟ ما شفتش النقط. Welcome home, Faruzan.
Yeah, I'm home.
تاني path. Okay. طيب دلوقتي بقى هنضطر نزوم اوت. خلاص ده كده مش عايزين منه حاجة. في عندنا two options هنا. طيب ايه ال choices؟ اوكي an academic problem. academic بالكي انا اول مرة اخد بالي. academic بالكي. لغيت النافيجيشن برضه بالغلط. انا بعمل ايه اوكي طيب خلينا نعمل هنا، نيجي هنا الاول لان كنا احنا قلنا 6 دقايق والاكسبيديشنز تخلص فات ساعة. Okay. Talk to Kale. Oh, okay.
What now? Master said there's no I feel for Madam, but if I get her in trouble...
طيب, let's resolve the current problem first.
That'll be best for them both. I'll check with Master later and see if there's anything I can help him with. But I'm sure he'll say, the best thing you can do now is study hard, so I don't have to give you remedial lessons. Huh? Oh yes! This way she can get her problem sorted out quickly, and then she can go see Master. So if I also stay and help... that still sounds kinda scary. Okay then.
Let's observe it.
I'm counting on you.
بس بتأكد إن الضوء ما حرقش حاجة.
I have to teach students from Haravatat or owe Kasharawar a favor. It's...
قلنا الكلام ده already.
We're back, Madam Farazan. The Traveler said that he can...
Oh! Why, I couldn't ask for more. In fact, I'm rather curious about the type of person the Traveler is. You were the one who taught Azar a lesson after all. That said, will I be troubling you? Is that so? Good. It does so happen that I do have something I need help with. Now, should I apply to teach a course with Haravatat, or join the collaborative project that Kasharawar is proposing? Honestly, I don't want to choose either of them.
Hear more about the Haravatat.
You might have heard of it before. Haravatat is an academic faction that researches languages and runes. 100 years ago, Madame Farazan was a researcher from that darshan.
Okay.
Now, not was. Still am.
Yes, of course. But current Haravatat students can't really... understand her direction of research.
Nadwa.
So even if she opened a course, chances are that no one would attend.
In summary, I mean to interpret the configurations and solutions of ruin mechanisms via the deciphering of on-site stone carvings and unearthed documents. will include research into general documents dealing with such ancient machines.
The research method is supported by Haravatat, yes, but the content deals heavily with both ruins and mechanisms. This will make it difficult for students of this darshan because they don't understand much about mechanisms. Also, there are fewer and fewer unexplored ruins left nowadays, and Kshatriya researchers have been developing their own theories on mechanisms. As such, they don't need to rely on ancient documents.
So she's doing her own research.
They're far too complacent. Ancient mechanisms are more dangerous and complex than one might imagine. I'm telling you, things weren't like this 100 years ago. All researchers back then were interested in exploring knowledge from a variety of topics. They also gave more respect to unknown mechanisms. Nowadays, all people are interested in our mainstream subjects in popular research. Even if they attended my course, I wouldn't be interested in teaching them. Also, the people here think that my research is outdated and unrealistic, so they keep cutting my funding. Why, I think we could all stand to learn from Kale. She's a hard-working child and respects her elders.
Huh? Why me?
If only those who came to my lectures were more like you. Speaking of which, are you feeling better? You don't have to confine yourself to Gandharvaville anymore, right?
I just remembered that I have a lot of studying to do. I need to head back and find Master.
Are you telling me to start a reading course for Kale?
Huh?
Wait. Although Tainari has academic dealings with the academia, he isn't considered part of it. This means that Kale isn't technically a student.
Okay, does she have to hold this class in the academia? Can't it be a public course?
No, he's right. The old academia became consumed by their arrogance precisely because they ignored the public. There must surely be many people like Kale and Sumeru who are passionate about learning, but cannot study due to various reasons. The old academia paid no heed to them. But if I start a reading course for Kale as a pilot, perhaps this shall come to benefit many more people in the future.
I'll need to go back and ask if this is in accordance with regulations.
Oh, save yourself the extra trouble. I'll come with you. If there's any arguments to be had, we shall sweep them aside together. Traveler, Kale, do wait for us a little while outside the academia. I'll be back in just a moment.
Wait! Let's catch up with her.
catch up ولا نجري ولا نستنى؟ Okay.
I can't believe she rushed right in after we arrived. She's really headstrong. Oh, how did things turn out like that? No, not really. Madame Farazan is a brilliant scholar. Even Master thinks so. If she's really going to teach me how to read, it'll definitely be much better than me bashing my head against the wall. It's just that she can get a bit too passionate sometimes. I don't know how to handle that. Maybe it's because she wants to take me in as a student? It's just like that researcher said. The academia has completely changed during the 100 years that Farazan was gone. I don't really get it, but it does seem like Haravatat's students aren't optimistic about the students who are interested in mechanisms and applications of the elements generally enroll in Kshatriya and Spantamad. Madame Farazan also refuses to accept random students just to make up numbers. She still hasn't found a student she likes, even after all this time back. But she seems to like my attitude toward learning, so she often asks me if I'm willing to become her student. It's because I'm a slow learner that I have no choice but to stay up late and study. Whenever she compliments me, I feel really guilty. It's not that. Madame Farazan respects my choices. She hasn't been trying to persuade me, especially since she knows I need to rest and recuperate. She sometimes brings food to Gandharvaville for me, and each time she says that Master can't find out. Now that you mention it, it does feel a bit like that. Do I really look that young?
المشكلة فيها مش فيكي.
Kale, Traveler, thank you for waiting. The issue has been resolved. I argued with the higher-ups and convinced them of the practicality and necessity of educating the general public. If I'm not mistaken, they're the students of my classmates' students. They're a lot less forceful than their predecessors, though. I'd say they caved rather quickly.
Amazing.
It's just that we need to fill in every single page of the application. It's been a century, but the academia is as picky as ever.
Okay.
Let's see now.
Sure.
What do we need to fill in? Course name, learning objectives, teaching methods, course materials.
Okay.
I suppose we can fill in the course name last. That's a bit too general, I'd say. After all, this class's target audience isn't toddlers or children, but rather people who already know the basics of reading. As such, we'll need a more specific learning objective. How about proficiency in reading and writing?
Sumeru as a first language.
If we use children's teaching materials, we'll only end up wasting a lot of time on things that students would already know.
And you have your job as a forest ranger, Kale. People who attend this course in the future are also likely to have life commitments. We need more effective teaching methods.
So, other than teaching materials for children, what other learning methods will I use?
Master always tells me that practice is the best way to learn. That's why I often ask him to help me find simple books to read.
Okay.
It must have been difficult to get books in Sumeru in recent years, no? Tainari really went the extra mile for you. Expanding literacy is a capital notion. Now that the academia is easing restrictions on the circulation of books, there should be more people who have become interested in reading. It's a great time to conduct this course.
So we've got teaching methods sorted out. How do we choose our course material then?
So that's next on the list. I fear that I'm at a loss as to which books youngsters like nowadays. Would The Legend of Antara be too old of a story?
If even a centurion like you finds tale old, how old is the story exactly? Oh,
fair. Kale, what have you been reading lately?
Me? I've been reading light novels from Inazuma. I heard that ever since we were allowed to sell books in Sumeru again, some people set up stalls at Treasure Street to sell light novels. I've been meaning to go there and check it out.
Treasure Street.
Novels? This is my first time hearing about such a thing, but I doubt I will procure suitable teaching materials from the House of Dana. Treasure Street it is.
Wait for us, Madame Farazan.
Treasure Street. Okay.
You wouldn't think someone as fast as her is over 100. Let's pick up the pace and catch up to her.
Okay. بس interesting إن أنا ما اشتريتش كتب من سوميرو. مش فاكر إن أنا اشتريت كتب من سوميرو. طيب الساعة 10:30 وإحنا لسه في بداية الباث ده، فيعني يمكن ده ممكن يطول، فإحنا ممكن نكتفي بهذا القدر ونكمل المرة الجاية. إن شاء الله المرة الجاية تبقى يوم الاثنين. أنا تقريبا بقالي شهر بقول هبتدي لعبة جديدة من بعد بايو ميوتنت. كان في بالي حاجات كتيرة، كان في بالي كذا حاجة أعملها، كان لسه هشوف كده. كل ما أقرر أوكي هي دي اللعبة اللي أنا هلعبها بقى في الكام ستريم الجايين، تيجي فكرة اللي هو طب لا ليه ما كانش اللعبة التانية دي، يعني نفضل نحشي في الموال ده. هنشوف إيه يعني. بس إن شاء الله يوم الاثنين الجاي يمكن تبقى 8:30، يمكن أخليها مثلا من 10-12، يعني I'm not sure لسه هعمل إيه بالنسبة للحوار ده. لكن على العموم شكرا لكل اللي تابعني النهاردة. بليز لايك سبسكرايب، فعل الجرس، شير، كل الكلام الجميل ده. في عندي انستجرام اكاونت سيلوك فيرس، بليز اعملوا له فولو برضو، واشوفكم يوم الاثنين ان شاء الله، والسلام عليكم.